What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Goose Games. It is your boy the Goose, and the Goose is loose, baby. It is 3:40 a.m. as we start recording tonight because I wanted to give you a live reaction to what I just saw in WandaVision episode 4. I say episode 4 because it still does not have a working title on Disney Plus. It just says episode 4. I have my my mic turned up to catch my voice louder because I want to be quiet because it's so late. So I'm hoping the audio sounds okay. But I'm just gonna go through the notes I took during the episode. But I liked it. I can't even describe to you how fast it felt. Like when the episode ended, it felt like it had been 15 minutes. It, so there's no opening theme. It goes right in to Monica coming back from the snap. Now, she fell asleep before the snap happened and woke up as if she was waking up from when she fell asleep before the snap. So she missed what she would have felt is 5 hours. So for the entire 5 hours they were snapped away, Monica was asleep. So she had no perception of what had occurred. And then it seems like Monica's been caught up by Tyler Hayward. He's the acting director of S.W.O.R.D. I'm assuming instead for Nick Fury, who is busy elsewhere, perhaps. They talk about how it's awkward because they both know Monica would have had the job, and he only has it because he was there. Then we find out Monica, after the snap, has been grounded with terrestrial limits, which means she was doing extraterrestrial missions, which means she was up in space, which makes me think she might have been with Carol Danvers. Captain Marvel, of course. She would have known her whole life at this point, I believe. Or no, I guess Carol left, but she would have known her when she was very young, so it would have made sense. But then we're going back to Jersey to Westview, and Agent James Woo from Ant-Man is there. And there's this weird thing going on where there's selective amnesia with the cops, and they talk about how Westview doesn't exist. Eastview exists, even though we see it. It's a very strange feeling, like it's weird. And they call it selective amnesia. And then they start to realize what they start to play with the barrier, and it's awesome. You see the helicopter go in that eventually we know gets recovered. And at this point in my notes, I just said, "What the fuck is happening?" So clearly, I was overwhelmed. Then Darcy shows up because S.W.O.R.D has done a response base in New Jersey. I'm looking right at my notes in case that's not clear. Darcy Lewis, who is a doctor, and then I just wrote science shit is happening. And so the whole focus of S.W.O.R.D is they're sending in an agent for Monica. It becomes very clear. It's as if they're sharing the same perspective of the WandaVision show that we have been for the first two episodes, looking for theories and hints. It's really cool how they do it, actually. And through this episode, we kind of all get caught up to where episode 3 ended, which was awesome. They go through identifying all the people that are in Westview. No names that meant anything to me as they were naming these people. Then Darcy and them start to notice the Wanda changing things. Man, I realized I was doing like a full review of the episode, and I don't know if that's what I wanted. Yeah, I guess so. But then we start to see what's really been happening because Darcy starts to notice the glitches and how it's being edited or censored, as she says. And then we start to see the truth of what happened because we get to see what really happened between Wanda and Monica. and Wanda done thrown Monica through like 3 houses. And it was incredible. It was the first time we've seen Wanda fully use her magic and like it break into the reality stuff that we've seen her do before. It was so intense. It was so intense. It was awesome. Um, I really thought it was surprising that they weren't shocked when Wanda had kids. You've identified everybody else. Does that mean she has infants in there with her as well, or did she just create life? Felt like that would have been more alarming. Um, so then we get fully caught up. We're like back at the end of episode 3 where Wanda sends her through the wall. She fixes everything. Vision comes back in. And when I saw him, that's the form, like, that's. If you picked up his body at the end of Endgame or Infinity War, that's what he looked like. Gray with the hole. That makes me think Wanda, because apparently there was a end credit scene cut out of Endgame where Wanda retrieved Vision's body, and I think that's the case. And I think they cut that out because they saved it for WandaVision, and I think we're gonna see her recover Vision's body. And I really think she's like created this bubble where she like has his body. Um but oh my god, when Geraldine came out, or Monica, there was like Phantom of the Opera music. It was incredible. Um But yeah, what this episode made me think, because Monica says it's all Wanda, and that feels like a big moment. And then I literally wrote down heel turn, which is a wrestling term for when a good guy becomes a bad guy. It's usually a big moment. And the biggest heel turn ever was when Hulk Hogan turned heel in the 90s. And he had this really cool guitar riff music for his group, the New World Order, the NWO. And I swear to God, I think that was Hendrix that played. It might be the same music, but if it's not, it's damn close. Like, I feel like that was a wrestling reference at the end of WandaVision. But my big thing I want to talk about. Am I recording? Hold on. Thank God, I thought I wasn't recording for a second. So, the moment where between It's All Wanda from Monica and then seeing Vision as he was, as a corpse, something weird is happening, and I think this is where we're getting into Wanda's witchcraft and what she's doing as a witch, what she's doing magically to manipulate all of this. And ultimately, who did she make a deal with to secure this reality? Did she just take over Westview? Or did she go to a more powerful force to allow her to secure her little reality? That's kind of what I'm thinking it is. I feel like she bargained with a higher power almost. And when I think of that, I would think it would be Mephisto, the Marvel Devil character. Um Man, this episode was incredible though. It moved so fast. I really liked Darcy. I liked Jimmy. Uh Jimmy Woo, Agent James Woo. I was afraid they'd try to make him too funny, like he wasn't Ant-Man, but it was subtle. It was very subtle, and I didn't mind it. And he was fine. He was nice. He was charming. I liked his performance. Monica was excellent. I can't wait to see what she does, and I want to know if she has powers. I don't know about the Monica Rambeau character in the comics, so I don't know if she has powers, but I want to know. Um, but going forward at this point, um, I think we're going to find out Wanda has made a deal with somebody else. And I think who that is going to be the big shock and awe moments. With that being said, I'm going to ask you guys, because I'm going to talk about some stuff that are spoilery. So before I do that, if you guys could please like this video, comment on the video what your favorite moment was. Mine was definitely the Vision like face flash to him being dead, it was terrifying. It made me jump. It started to feel horror-esque with the perspective of Wanda. And the fact that we might be jumping right into the Halloween episode next. I haven't seen the next week on or anything like that, but I hope that's next. But please like, comment, share, subscribe, and now the spoiler stuff. You know what? No, I am not going to talk about spoilers on my channel. I won't. I don't want to start that. So that is my review of WandaVision episode number 4. It's not a long video, 10 minutes. I don't want these to be too long. I don't want to preach or like break down every moment of the episode. Just go over key points. But I think I'm going to review every episode going forward, and I'll do this with every MCU Disney Plus entry, frankly, because I'm going to watch them as soon as they come out because I have Disney Plus. Thank you to my roommate. So yeah, this is like kind of the start of a new series as well, I suppose. So that's 2 new series in one day, because this is still the same day. Or, well, it's 4 a.m. now from when I recorded my other video. So, we're back, baby. Thank you guys for hanging out. The goose needs some sleep, so the goose is out.